Hey neighbors, and welcome to American Culture. So today's episode is going to be about, Alicia, how do you minimize problems in your life? It seems as though I get overwhelmed by all of these things. And you guys, I know they come. You have bills, you have this, you have that. It's called life, stuff for you to do. But I'm talking about problems. How do you stop them? Well, first and foremost, you have to create a space where they can't go. For example, with me, I don't deal with problems at work. If you come in at 7 o'clock in the morning and you want to, I'm not the one. If you have all these issues, my work time is not it. This is what I put in effort in order to make money. That's all I'm going to do. If what you got going on don't have nothing to do with me making money, me putting an effort towards this job, work is not the place for me to handle any of your problems. It's a space that's got to stay out of. But again, I'm not going to be irritated, frustrated, upset at work. Secondly, if I'm painting in the studio or something like that, again, I'm not going to stop doing this in order to tend to somebody else's problems. This is going to get me off my mojo. I'm not going to be able to say what I need to say. This affects my pocket, my purpose, my life. No, thank you. So number one, if you want to minimize the amount of problems you're experiencing in your life, is create spaces where you don't allow them to go. What's going to happen is that you're going to find out that, wow, I'm very abundant when I'm not constantly being frustrated or distracted by outside things. I'm very happy. I'm joyous. I'm all these things. I function. I'm functioning. And you want to stay there. And so when you allow yourself to create a space where problems aren't there, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually it'll encompass your life. The second thing that you need to do once you're not allowing them in is don't create them. You see, it goes back to being rational. You guys, I had a situation, like I said, I don't let problems in at work. And I had somebody who needed to discuss something personal with me for over an hour while I was at work. And even though I had expressed to them, I'm not comfortable having a conversation with you because I knew that it was just going to introduce a problem into my workspace, they needed to go there. Now, here's the thing. Is that logical or rational? Because if I was at a hospital, would somebody call me and think that they needed to have an hour-long conversation with me right then? No. Would they call me at night while I was sleeping? No. Would they call me while I was in studio, painting, doing my podcast? No. So what makes you think that right now is the most rational, reasonable, logical time to dump a problem on me, even though I've said it wasn't? You see, that's how we create problems in our own space. Logic and rationale completely dismissed. Do it in your life, you're going to have a problem. Do it to somebody else, they're going to have a problem with you. And so my thing is now, I got to wonder, is this what I gotta go to when I go to work? I mean, come on now. In no other situation would this be appropriate. So why now? You're disrespecting my logic, my rationale, my truth, my desires, my everything in order to get what you want. And don't think that that's a problem? So yeah, the first thing that you have to do is create a space where problems do not exist. Literally, I'm not going to allow that kind of energy in here. The second thing is, do not lose touch with what is rational and what is logical, because when you do, you create problems for yourself and for the people involved with you. And eventually what's going to happen is that you're going to find yourself surrounded by people who can deal with the type of problems that you create. If you're in one of those patterns of life, you guys, where you have a lot of people where it's like you're constantly kissing and making up, you're not really making any progress. What's happening is you're saying, oh, okay, I've been irritated, I have a problem, logical rationale has been disrespected, but now I'm back to where I was. No movement, no nothing, no progress, just here. And eventually somebody's spirit is going to say, I have to break out of this pattern, and that's what's going to cause those people to end. And so yeah, if you're surrounded by problems in every single aspect of your life, from friends to family to this to that, create a space where problems cannot exist. It will expand. And once you do, don't create problems yourself by dismissing all logic, rationale, and reason in order to think whatever it is that you want to think. Have a blessed day, you guys.